Hey, you have a busy life? This show, this show is for you. Let me tell you, effortless hair loss hacks for busy life, quick fixes and smart solutions. Anything you need to know about hair and how to keep it brilliantly beautiful. Here with the people who keep it hair smart, the Hair Wire. And welcome, guys. Welcome to the Hair Wire, the place where you get hair smart. I'm your host, Sergio Cardona, alongside with Bisan Dips and Carrie Jared. How you guys are doing?
Good,
Doing
good.
good. Trying to stay warm. We have a cold snap happening right now. So
Say again, how much is your temperature?
Folks, yeah.
minus 36.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
only Canada.
So you don't need to put on your refrigerator. You just could put the food outside.
Well, no, we actually have to keep the refrigerator on to keep it warmer.
Warmer, actually, yes, makes sense.
Otherwise, this weather, your pop cans, everything would be exploding.
That's right.
Yeah, we have a fridge in our garage, and if we don't have the heater on, which we normally don't have it on, if we don't have the garage heater on, you'll come back to your fridge and all your canned stuff will be exploded. We did that. We had to throw our last fridge out because it actually damaged the inside outside of our fridge.
Oh my god,
that was when it was
I
up minus
the freezer
40.
items, right?
Yeah, freezer items, yes. Your fridge stuff.
Oh
but
God,
you could also still get freezer burn too. So
so funny.
That's crazy.
Welcome to
That's
my room.
crazy. Yeah, that's living in Canada. Period. Oh my gosh. Guys, I hope you guys came ready for today, because today we have an amazing show. Today we're going to be talking about, those life hacks that we can incorporate into our hair care routine, particularly for people with busy lives. Particularly, I want to talk to you, both of you guys. Both of you are successful moms, and you have kids in your house, different ages. How do you manage such beautiful hair and keep the house in order? That's the first one. I want to talk to you, Carrie.
I don't have an answer for you.
no, let's talk about that for a second. Carrie, talk to us first.
Well, first off, as a parent, it's learning not to take on too much and setting boundaries. I find, like, as women, we tend to take it on all, and we're trying to be the best mom that we can and prove ourselves and do everything. And sometimes it's just realizing you don't have to host that event. You don't have to host that party. You don't have to have the best highlights. You do the stuff, try and look for the things that are the easiest to do, and pick and choose. Like, there's a lot of solutions. There's definitely a lot. You just have to learn to say no. Do I need to do this? No.
This morning, my wife, she was talking to her sister. Now she has two young kids, and she's like, into social life, right? So she's into every birthday party there is. Yes. And that's hectic as hell, and then some. So, my wife, she's telling her this morning, maybe once in a while, drop off a few birthday parties off the list, so you can have a little bit more time.
Correct. Yes.
Because
one
again,
day I had 5, like, between the two kids, and it was just like party, and I got nothing done. And that day was like a turning point for me. And so any of those, I'm like, okay, are they really close friends? Or are they a way that, if they're a close friend, we can maybe do something instead, have them over at our house for one day instead of 5 hours worth of stuff? That day was not fun.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
It is crazy.
I mean, life is crazy all around, and we want to find ways, to make the best out of it. Now, tell me, Biz, how are you managing things at your house now?
Barely.
So Sophia's running the house. I know. She's the boss.
She's 2.5 years old right now, and she rules us. We are her servants. I tell my husband Dino's like, do we work for her or something? She wakes up, it's like milk, water, cheese stick. She orders us what she does. The minute she opens, like, can you say good morning? Can you say, did you have a good night's sleep? She's like, wakes up and starts her ordering. But anyway, we are very grateful for that. And what I try to do in a way, It's actually about prioritizing what you need to do that day. Take it one day at a time, because every day we do have to-do lists, right? We do to have a to-do list at home, at work, personal care, for your hair regimen, for example. It's a to-do list after all.
Yeah.
And if we don't enjoy, especially our hair routine care, if you don't actually enjoy it and put your emotions into it, put your energy, as Kerry will back me up on that, put your energy, your intuition to it, actually that is half of your success. With
Yes.
even with everything, not only with your hair care routine, but when it comes to my self care in a way, when I wake up in the morning, after I give the orders for my boss, I give her milk, water, and cheese stick. So I sit down with my cup of coffee, and kind of in my head, I run the list for today. Today I have to do this and this and this, and I prioritize. It's like, okay, I may get like 10 minutes here and there. I will intentionally, okay, I'm gonna do like a scalp massage during this 10 minutes, intentionally trying to listen to some music, or listen to a podcast, or trying to, or in a phone call that where I'm trying to listen for a conference meeting or something. I will intentionally go like do a scalp massage, because we know circulation and oxygenation is very
Yes.
important to our scalp health. Also, I do have a two-story home, so I go up and down the stairs just to get my heart pump up like little bit, so I stay focused, because as we age, in a way, circulation will go down,
Yeah.
especially if we have like heart problems, or like high cholesterol, or all of this. Circulation, it becomes very important. And if we keep, yeah, you want to say something?
Yeah, I love that you're talking about the circulation. I find a lot of moms were like, "Well, I don't
I
have
get it
time
from
to
you,
do
the stairs
this."
thing, actually. You know,
It's what?
the stair going up and down the stairs. I got it from you.
Oh, oh, awesome.
You always say that.
Yeah, you know, like I found that there's a lot of times where like I don't have time to go to the gym, I don't have time to exercise, so instead I will do all my folding my laundry downstairs, I'll put all the baskets down, I'll do a couple, like do a lap and bring them all up and just get the heart up, or use stairs going up and down a couple times, or if I'm at the grocery store, instead of using the cart, I'll carry two baskets and
Yeah.
I'll do my weight training that way. There's a lot of little hacks. There's actually a couple personal trainers that talk about everyday hacks for doing weight training and stuff in your everyday life for moms. I think FX3 is the one that she has, her little podcast. It's beautiful. Just
Yeah.
those little tricks you don't even think. Or like if I'm walking and waiting for the kids at the park after school, I'll do a circle of squats. And
Yeah.
a lot of times now the moms join me. Some of the dads will be like, "We're gonna go squat." Just to tell the kids, like, what are you gonna do? 5 minutes sit there and gossip, or are you gonna sit there and get in shape and gossip? So I rather
Yeah,
get in shape
exactly.
and gossip.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Multitasking.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
definitely. Something to get your mind and moving. Because first of all, by doing things like that, you're
Mhm.
actually cutting on the stress,
Right.
and you're
Exactly.
improving on, of course, on your health, and bringing extra of that, that time that is so limited, to squeeze more, every second that you can, out of it, and to make the most. Period.
Correct.
Now, how about dieting? Because you guys, if you're running around with kids, it's very hard sometimes, and particularly
Yeah.
certain ages, that they don't eat, you know, everything. They become very picky when it
Right.
comes to
Right.
food, and and it's Gary. You've been there, done that. So do you, Biz. How do you manage while your kids are small, and while you're transitioning into that routine where you finally, are able to say, "All right, I'm gonna have a adult meal."
Well, adult meal, I don't know what those are really still, but no, usually what I do is I make sure that I like we will meal plan, or if I'm making kids lunch, I'll make myself a plate of cut up vegetables and high protein. But I also know my body and my body type and my needs for my nutrition. So for me, I have ADHD and I'm also Celtic, so I thrive on protein, and so I make sure I have a high protein diet as well. So whether it be you know, a high protein milkshake with whatever I'm having, or I make sure I'm keeping my protein up. And I know a lot of times time is of essence, but there's a lot of things that you could get out there too. Like there's now high protein mixes for breads and banana bread and stuff. So I'll pre-make some of those one day and I'll freeze them all and pull them out as I need. Even those little egg bite weight things, I'll make those, pre-put them in my freezer or my fridge and just eat them on the go. There's always a way, but I know for my body what I need. And I know for me, like if I'm not getting the high protein or the nutrients, it affects ADHD. And then I'm crazy and I'm even worse off because I get nothing done because I'm struggling. So, but I actually had to stop and observe for me. And I find in today's world, we don't know who you are. You have the worst relationship with ourselves than any relationship out there. And I feel like the key to any successful lifestyle is a relationship with self, to know what you need mentally, physically, and emotionally. And physical health of what you need is knowing your diet, knowing your body type, knowing the nutrients that you need, what are you lacking in. And that's just observing. Like you could go take the medication, do the blood test and stuff, but it's also being observant of your history and what you do, and in investigating it.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Now, Biz, I want to ask you, because again, when it comes to dieting, it's one of the major things that is affecting our hair loss today, and we see this a lot. People, unfortunately, they have got dysbiosis all over the place. I mean, it's something that is more common than anything that I have ever seen in decades with hair loss. I mean, back in the day, things were a lot simpler, and I remember treatments 30 years ago. You could resolve them like very quickly because dieting was stronger. People eat better, and now that we are creating, now that we have awareness, about processed sugars and processed food and everything, people, even though they know about this stuff, they still go for the low quality, quick food.
Yeah. Yeah.
What can we say about that? And in terms of the benefits and of course the dangers to our hair.
Yeah, of course. So as we mentioned, we talked about that in one episode, that after the food industrial revolution, what happens is all our food now is man-made. It's not nature-made anymore. Everything is packaged, everything is processed. Even though when you go to the most expensive store, like let's go to Whole Foods, for example, not anymore. You go there and even the bread is ultra processed. The sources of each ingredient is ultra processed, and it's not even from farms that have good soils. And even because of that, the extra, like how do you say that, making the agriculture industrial in a way, even the soils now are depleted from all the nutrients. That's why, unfortunately, even the good quality food that we eat right now, that we pay 20% more for it, and even if it's organic with no pesticides, that does not mean it's nutrient dense. And that is the number one reason for hair loss. Besides everything else, if you are not taking nutrient dense food, that's it. Your body doesn't care about your hair in a way, because it's a non-essential tissue. It's a secondary tissue for your body. The little nutrients you're getting, your body is worried about your lungs and heart and organs, all of that. So that is first number one major problem that's happening in the new new era now, in the past 2 decades. And the second one, as you mentioned, Sergio, before we used to sit around the table and have good conversations with our family, with our friends. We used to love eating with our neighbors. We used to share food. We used to be loving each other while we are eating. And I want to stop at one quote that Deepak Chopra, he said, if you are eating with people you hate, even that food is going to be poison for your body.
Wow.
Well, I read that part. I just recently got onto that. It's crazy.
It's crazy. He said, even the food is not good enough, but you're eating it with people who you love, it's going to benefit you more than if you eat like the best food ever, but with people you don't like. Because our state of mind, our like state of body, the awareness of our body, all of that, it's after all, Sergio, it's a chemical reaction. Food
Yes.
is a chemical reaction. We are all about chemical processes. So if you're not processing your food properly, that's going to hurt you. That's not going to serve you. That's why also with the culture who they pray before they eat, in a way, they will benefit from their meal more than a person who is like, give me that, I'm going to eat, blah, 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 eating and eating
Yeah.
and being in a meeting and going here and there. It's not going to benefit you. So in a way that I understand that we are on the go, all of us, but at least one meal a day should be an easy sit down meal. And you and me and Kerry, we know we can't have 3 meals sitting down. Us like barely we can eat 1 meal sitting down, right? But as much as possible, like I like make it conscious decision that dinner time is a sacred time. And I want to, we should also pass this to our kids, because with this, that's my third reason. With this fast paced society we live in, we are the people who are running around. Imagine our kids with the social media, with the AI right now, with the craziness we're going to.
Yes.
If we are having 3 meals on the go, imagine them. They're, it's just going crazy. It's so in a way, if we don't instill this in like we have to stop, break ourselves, put the brakes to ourselves, not break ourselves, to sit down and instill these habits for our kids. It's gonna go out of control because of the 3 reasons that I mentioned. Our food is not nutrient dense anymore. We live in a fast paced society and we don't eat together anymore.
Yeah.
That's true.
We have a rule in our house. We have dinner as a family all the time, and we put our phones to the side. We're not allowed to touch the phone. We all
Right.
sit together.
That too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. There are nights so with like sports activities and stuff that happens, but then just make sure that we do the next night when we're doing family meal, we'll try and have a little game. And there's so many little family games that you could play that take 5-10 minutes, like what's it called? Like a lot of the Uno games you can get done in 10 minutes, but at
Yeah.
least we're doing something social together. It's one of Carl's things when we got married. He promised that's what we would do, and he's still holding up true to it. So, yeah, it's important. And you could see the dynamic in our family when we don't do that. We don't engage with each other as much. It's quite interesting.
And the thing
That
is,
is correct.
that is why a lot of people love holidays. Love Christmas, Thanksgiving, because it's a particular time where people gather to have a meal. And the thing is that we as a society, we need to cultivate that on our daily basis and not just wait till Christmas, to sit down and have a meal as a family. Um, but since we live such busy lives, we need to set boundaries, as you were saying at the beginning, so that we can establish the things that are truly important in our life. Because without without food, without having the right food and the right mindset before we eat, unfortunately our body is not going to be able to absorb nutrients properly, and
Correct.
because of that, it's going to be lacking of many of the nutrients. And of course, we're going to be producing so much toxins in our body that we're not going to be able to eliminate. And there's where you have your inflammation. That's where you have many of your situations that people are experiencing. So yes, we need to get around that. um Nadia says in Instagram, I know on our feed we don't see
Oh,
Instagram over
I
here.
see. Yeah.
You see it? She's saying hello to you guys. Hey, Nadia. So the
One
thing
thing
is,
too with the food thing, you don't have time now. If you don't have time now to take care of yourself, even though it's in a busy world, there are solutions. There's a way around. At least trying to sit down once a week with the family. But I'm just going to remind you guys now: if you don't have time now, you don't have time to be sick. So
yeah.
you need to put in the time to prevent from being sick. So you're paying time dividends into your health now for future self.
That's correct.
Yes, and I
That
love
is
that you mentioned that, because unfortunately, most of the people that we treat, with hair loss issues, they want a quick fix, when in fact, you have to make many quick fixes around your life, because everything that you're doing is wrong, period. And you need to prioritize and move things into one direction to the other, so that you're able to, get the wholeness of what you're doing, what you're trying to do to get the best out of it. No treatment plan, no shampoo, no solution, serum is going to take your hair loss away if you're not properly eating, if you're not properly managing your stress, if you're not, reducing inflammation, if you're not working with your gut, if you're not working with your endocrine system, your hormones, if you're not balancing life and you're not balancing every other system in your body, it's going to be very difficult. And yes, we can share many hacks over here, and we're going to be sharing some of the tips in our lives. But the thing is that whatever you do, you have to be intentional, and you need to have a plan. You cannot just do casual treatments. You need to be intentional. So in order for those quick hacks to work, you have to get a game plan and start working on that game plan and developing and sticking to it, because that's another problem. A lot of people, they want to do treatments, but unfortunately they are inconsistent. They're not disciplined in the process, and unfortunately they fail. And there's where you see the pitfalls, the ups and downs, the yo-yo, the rebound, and whatever you want to call it, the same effect. You're going up and down, and you want to stop that, and you want to be able to go from point A to point B as quickly as possible. So many people might say, well, Sergio, I'm not able to do everything that you're telling me to, that you're recommending me here because of my lifestyle. But then again, at the same time, I try to encourage people, okay, maybe you cannot do the 100%, but let's stay focused for the next 30 days on 50% of it. If we can do that, and we can start making accommodations to the process, and maybe we can make adjustments to our lifestyle, and so that it will fall into play. And even though at the beginning we may not see quick results, at the end of it, in a couple of months, as we are going through the regime, we're going to be able to see the results that our body needs. And that's the key into all of these processes, guys, to make sure that, we are building through a concerned effort, because there's a plan. We're not improvising. There's a plan. All right. And by doing that, we are able then, to get the proper results. Our friend over here says, yes, game plan, re-educating them. Yes, we need to re-educate everyone. Linda Boyce, she's an amazing woman. You know it. It's about planning ahead. And you plan ahead your treatment, you plan ahead your process in life, and you're going to be successful. When we are not planning, unfortunately, we're running wild, and to see if something helps me around here.
It's all about creating, your daily habits. It's not going to happen overnight. One step is one step forward. You don't have to do 100 of them. One step is just enough to move it forward until it becomes a habit. And, there's a lot of great tools to help create those habits for you as well by having a talisman. For example, you could have sticky notes, rosaries, prayer, anything to help you remind to reset your daily habits, whatever you need to do that, to change that intention, to move that forward. But it just starts with creating that one intention and creating it as part of your routine. And before you know it, it'll be part of your routine, that you'll be so used to it that it won't be a chore anymore. And it's, you can't do it all. Even when we do our epigenetics and our nutrition stuff with Cell Wellbeing, they say don't do it all at once. They tell you to do it in baby steps, and they give you instructions on how to do it for 30 days, then 60 days, then 90 days, because you're creating that intentional habit to be part of your routine. And then it becomes so simple and easy, and like, why didn't I do this sooner? So yeah.
Definitely. Now, about hair hacks, Carrie, you're the cosmetologist here. Now,
Yes.
what are some of the simple things that we can say to people? I mean, maybe they should wash their hair on daily basis, but they can't. So let's say they have to do it twice a week. What are some of the things that you would recommend so that people can extend their washes, at least to figure out while they're doing the treatments?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, there's ways to extend your wash. I prefer to wash every second day or every third day myself, just because you're cleaning the scalp for better hair growth. So, it is going in and doing the scalp, but also to maybe finding a hairstyle that's going to be easier to maintain. I know a lot of the hairstyles we've had, especially in the 2000s, well, starting in the late 90s to 2000s to 2010, and now we're moving into 2020s. We're moving into stuff that's more natural looking. I find a lot of the styles is get up, have the extreme highlights, flat iron your hair, blow dry your hair, which is hard on your hair, takes a lot of work. I don't know about you. For me to flatten my hair, I'm at least committed minimum 45 minutes just to flat iron blow dry my hair. I don't have that all the time. So for me, I chose to do a wash my haircut. I embrace my natural wave. I might touch it up with a curling iron or a waver once in a while, but I got to know my hair. I talked to my other stylist peers and I say, hey, like, what do you think would be the low maintenance style for me that's still going to have a shape to it? And we came up with using my natural hair and how to use it. And I looked for other hacks. Talk to your stylist. How can I have a wash my haircut? And what are quick hacks to, style it versus having to blow dry and flatter in it all the time? There's a lot of tricks for that. I find color too. We try and find the most high maintenance color. Try something lower maintenance. The balayage has been great because the balayage you could go longer between getting color, but maybe you like those vibrant colors. You are in a perfect day and age now where you could get stains. They never had stains when I did my vibrant color. I used to do bright red. I used to have to be behind the chair every 3 weeks to get that touched up, keep my red as vibrant as I could. Now there's stains that you could do that. So it's finding those little hacks that are time savers to do that, and those low maintenance styles. But as for shampooing and stuff, I'm not a big fan as a trichologist for dry shampoo, but as a cosmetologist, I love dry shampoo because it's going to prolong the color. However, for the scalp, it's not so great. So maybe picking one that's going to be safer. For myself, I'll never spray anything on my scalp, but I do have a dry shampoo where I take a painter's brush and I dip it into a powdered dry shampoo and I'll just paint the roots without getting it on my scalp. So there's a lot of ways that you can do it, that you could stretch the hair, but try and stay away from the aerosol dry shampoos. I find them not great. And don't get me wrong, I do use them if I'm flying from A to Z and I do need a quick fix, but I'm not using them every day because they could hinder hair growth in good scalp conditions. But yeah, there are little hacks. It's just finding those and work with what you got. We all got natural, beautiful hair, and we're in the era where it's like embrace your natural hair. And with the waves, I know for a long time, a lot of my friends with curls and waves, we'd always flat iron it and then wonder why your hair was breaking off because we were frying it all the time. Now my hair is actually growing past a certain point because I'm embracing my own natural hair. So,
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Another thing I wanted to add, if you're running low on time, make sure that the wash, the one that the one that you finally get, make sure it counts. So something I like to add is, if I need to deep cleanse my scalp, to use a pre-shampoo solution, even a scrub solution before the shampoo, so I can remove the dirt. Or think about also essential oil blends. You can blend, for instance, sage, tea tree oil, citrus oils, things that will help cleanse your scalp. And that way you can prolong in between washes. It's not ideal, but at least, you're getting some cleansing into your scalp, and you're allowing your scalp to naturally produce their oils, but in a rhythm that is more to your lifestyle. So you're not running every day. I need to wash my hair every day, but for some people it's inevitable, and you need to wash it every day. So in that sense, I would say making sure that the hairstyle accommodates to your lifestyle and not the other way around is going to help you save a lot of time, so that you're not rushing to blow dry, flat iron your hair. No, something quick that you can work your way and get that hair ready wherever you are, whenever you are, and be beautiful. At the end of the day, that's what you want. You want to look amazing in every step of the way. Another thing is to use your conditioners properly. When you apply them, consider using a brush or a comb to evenly distribute your conditioner to your hair, so that way you can get the most out of it, even though you don't have time to leave it on for, let's say, 15 minutes. I don't have time for that. But at least you massage your hair with your conditioner, so you want to pushing in with your thumbs that conditioner into the hair, so that way your hair gets more of it. I mean, most of the benefits for your proper conditioner. So things of that nature, you using your products properly actually gets you more than the time that you spend on it.
Yeah.
By doing the right application. So you want to make sure that you're applying the products properly. So you want to talk to your hairstylist. I'm using this product this way. the right way to do it. I'm doing it that other way because people get creative, and nowadays people like to use YouTube and TikTok and every other social media. And now and then you see how many gurus out there, and they don't know jack, and they start recommending things that are crazy. So before you start doing crazy stuff, just talk to your hairstylist. As a good measure of sense, having good sense of things, like having common sense on things. Do that. And so you will avoid a lot of pitfalls in the process.
Yeah, and climate too. It's funny. You keep seeing me touch my hair. I have my heater on. It has a little blower in my hair because it's so dry right now. Like in Canada, like it's really dry. Your hair gets really dry and staticky and brittle. And so I have the heater on blowing my hair. I'm like, I wish I would have put serum on before I came down on the ends of my hair because it keeps flying away. You get tickling my face. You could kind of see it kind of standing up here and there with the yeah, so knowing your climate as well is a good one. I also want to do a little hack that I love. It's my favorite one. We actually have little scalp massagers, like an electric one. We have it by our TV, and so when I'm watching TV, I will sit there and put the scalp massager on my head, and it'll like knead my head as well. That's another time saver. So, and like a little treat, my kids and I will take turns, be like, I'll scalp massage you if you scalp massage me, and it's a lot of fun. So.
Now that you mentioned, scalp massage, I was thinking, about the different scalp, low-level laser therapy devices that are available for home. Like, for instance, the cap or the hat, or even the laser band, is something that you just put it on your scalp and you keep going, and that way you're not thinking about that you need to do something particular about your hair. So it's amazing. It saves a lot of time because you're just applying it, moving on, and it keeps working for you. So.
And Sergio, you have to go soon. I don't want to take up more time. I'm sorry. I'm going to put in one more there before he goes. Hydration. That's one key one you guys cannot forget. Hydration. I find we don't drink enough fluid. And when you're dehydrated, you could actually make your scalp overly oily because your body's overcompensating. So you want to make sure you have proper hydration. Hydration is key. And you have to remember, we're made up mostly of water. So you want to make sure that's in there. So, but you guys, Sergio has to go. He has an appointment. So I'm going to say ciao for now. And we'll see you guys next week.